Here's how I made close to $18,000.
This is how much I took out of my Scan Store account yesterday.
Here's how I went from $0 to $13,000.
This is exactly how I made over $91,000.
Hello and welcome back to my scam series here on YouTube, where we discuss social media get-rich-quick scams. You can watch part 1 here in case you missed it. In that video, we discuss the phenomenon of UGC, that's user-generated content coaches, who seem to be clouding the internet telling people that you can get rich through UGC, when in reality, most of them are actually getting rich through selling you on the idea that you can get rich if you do UGC, but then they themselves aren't necessarily even doing UGC. Anyway, if you don't know what that is or what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and watch that video first. Today, we're going to be following suit with, as you can probably tell from the title and thumbnail of this video, we will be talking about people on the internet who are trying to convince you that the secret to getting rich is in selling digital products. And listen, before we jump in, I get it. I have made money on the internet selling templates, online courses, digital downloads, and so on. This video is not me saying that it's not possible to make money doing those things or selling those things. This video is me saying that the people who are trying to tell you that you can make 6 figures overnight because that's what they did, or that you can launch whatever your idea is, even if you don't have experience and even if you don't have an audience, and you're still going to get rich. Those people telling you those things are not telling you the truth. So before we get into that, hi if you're new here, hi if you're not, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're into this kind of content, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. We'll give a big shout out to my channel VIP members, as well as Suzanne, Harrison, and Tom in the billionaire tier. If you're interested in getting rich and you want early access to my content, you can click the join button to learn more down below. Enough talking about all of this. Let's get into the drama.
I made $20,000 in 6 weeks selling digital products.
Here's how I create $2,000 to $3,000 per week in passive income.
What I did to crack the code and make over $20,000 in just 59 days.
Listen, I get it. Making money on the internet sounds great. But when it comes to the industry of people on the internet teaching other people how they can get rich selling things on the internet, I think there really is this idealized perception that creating and selling digital products is like this secret to unlocking effortless and infinite financial success. And I think it mirrors a lot of the falsities that we discuss in the majority of content here on my channel. These people want you to believe that it's as simple as waking up one day and deciding that you're going to sell something on the internet. And then you start selling that thing and suddenly you're just going to generate massive amounts of wealth effortlessly forever and ever and ever. And then this whole concept gets glamorized and emphasized by a lot of the same sort of gurus that I talk about in the majority of my content. And it's these people who often portray either luxury or desirable lifestyles, essentially trying to convince people that they too can generate consistent levels of wealth while working like 2 hours a day or something ridiculous. And so when it comes to digital products specifically, the implication or suggestion, if you will, is that not only are you basically guaranteed to start making sales right away as soon as you launch whatever your digital product is, but you're also going to be able to continue to automatically generate sales without any kind of continued or additional effort. And I don't know if any of you watching this video have ever owned any kind of business before, but that's typically not how it works. At least in my experience and the experience of many of my peers that I've chatted with, this is simply not true. And so I find it kind of convenient that a lot of the people who are trying to sell you on this like fast track to wealth, they tend to leave out the details about the significant upfront investment of their time and their effort and resources, like, you know, money that were actually required in order to consistently make income in the space. And so while yes, some people might see massive financial success when it comes to creating and selling digital products, the picture they are trying to paint for you, saying that
I did this, that means you can do it too,
is not entirely true most of the time. Okay, I think for starters, it's really important to have a discussion around the concept of passive income and whether or not we believe, or I believe, that that is actually a thing. And I will be the first to admit that this is something I have flip-flopped over a lot in the past few years. In fact, if you go back to some of my original business content videos from about 2 years ago, I had a completely different perspective on this, and I own the fact that my perspective on this has shifted, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments. Generally speaking, we like to think of two things. We think about active income and passive income. And so active income could be considered something like that of a traditional job. It's income in which you are doing something actively in order to make that money. So again, this could include things like income from employment or from running your own business. Basically anything that requires a consistent level of effort and time and input in order to generate that money. Meaning that if you were to stop working, to stop doing that thing, you're probably not going to get paid. Now, on the other hand, we have passive income, which tends to get glamorized online, like I've already mentioned. And this typically refers to income that is generated through minimal ongoing effort. You do the work once and you make money on it forever. And I know we have all seen the videos of people claiming that they have the secret to help you make thousands of dollars month after month after month without having to do anything. And in some cases, some people might argue that a platform like YouTube is passive income. Like once you're monetized, that is. You create a video one time and theoretically you could get paid on it forever. But I personally have come to believe that the conversation is a lot more nuanced and complex than simply just saying that. Because even with a platform like YouTube and the algorithm, if I'm not consistently creating new content, chances are my old content isn't going to continuously get pushed out and grow my channel and grow my income. So while yes, it is passive income in a sense, in order to make it sustainable long term, I think that there is continued effort that is required. And for that reason, I personally don't believe that 100% truly passive income exists. Unless maybe we're talking about the stock market, but that would be a completely different video for another day. Specifically, in the context of this video, I want to talk about passive income generated through selling digital products. And so the ironic piece for me, or the piece that really got me thinking, like, is passive income truly a thing, is the fact that these accounts, and I'll pop them up on the screen here, the ones who claim to be passive income mentors or teaching you how to build passive income, all of them are posting this content on Instagram or TikTok every single day. And I mean, I know this from my own personal experience selling digital products. I sell a $5 Google Sheets template that helps business owners track their income and their expenses. And since I launched that spreadsheet late December, early January, I have sold hundreds of copies. And yes, sometimes I will be outside walking my dog, or I'll be laying on my bed doom scrolling for the third hour in a row, and I'll get a notification that someone has purchased my spreadsheet. But the truth is, I've made most of those sales because I have spent basically every day for the last 3 to 4 years posting on TikTok. Like, I have thousands of videos, not to mention since launching that product, I've basically posted a TikTok about it every single day for the last 3 months. And my point here is that none of that is truly passive. Just because the sales aren't coming in the second that I hit post on the TikTok video doesn't magically make it passive income in my eyes, because I'm still daily actively thinking about my product. I'm drafting up concepts about how I'm going to promote it. I'm filming those videos. I'm answering people's emails, and so on and so on and so on. And so if I decided to turn around and say,
hey, buy my course, I'm going to teach you how to make passive income selling a $5 template while you walk your dog,
I would conveniently be leaving out the authority and the trust and the audience that I've been building since 2021 to be able to sell this product so effortlessly. All that to say, I personally don't think passive income in this space is true for those reasons, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, I feel like I've already said this in this video, but quite frankly, I think there are some harsh truths that the people who are trying to sell you on the idea of making passive income through selling digital products don't want you to hear. But I never said I was here to make friends, so let's get into it. First of all, I think that with the fact that the barrier to entry is so low on the internet, there's so many people selling selling the same or very similar products, standing out in the online space becomes increasingly more difficult. Like if we think back to even 6 months ago when master resale rights was really popping off and all of these people were claiming to make so much money selling this magical roadmap course, what has since happened in that space? And if you don't know, I'll tell you. People are quitting. The market became saturated. People started to see that it was a scam, and they no longer wanted to buy a course that would teach you how to sell a course, because selling that course became really hard because everyone was doing it. You see, the first rule in business is positioning. And I'm not saying that only one person is able to make a successful digital product on a particular topic. Obviously, that's not true. What I am saying is that if you have multiple people who don't have any experience, they have no authority, no trust, no audience to sell to, and they're all trying to sell the same or very similar thing, it's going to be really hard for them to be able to close a sale. And that promise of
making 6 figures while you sleep
is even more unlikely. And again, coming back to my initial point, the barrier to entry when it comes to actually creating a digital product is low. And I think that over the course of probably the past 6 to 8 years, this has resulted in the oversaturation of so many low quality offers. I cannot tell you the number of times I have bought someone's $7 guidebook or whatever, only to find the ugliest PDF that looks like it was thrown together by a 5-year-old. So now, as a consumer, I'm not buying because you have no proven experience in this thing that you're trying to sell me on. I don't trust you, and I've been burned by the last 20 things that I bought on the internet. So why would I assume that your offer is going to be any different than those? And so while these accounts can certainly showcase the allure of making passive income through digital products, it's essential to recognize the reality. And this includes things like competition, market saturation, and the fact that if you don't have an existing audience already, you will need the time, the effort, and most importantly, the skill and charisma to be able to market effectively in order to attract people to whatever it is you're selling. The idea that anyone can do it is simply and unfortunately not true. Financial success in the context of selling digital products comes down to more than just being able to create the digital product. But of course, if I told you that, you wouldn't buy my online course. This is a joke, by the way. This is not my online course. This was just something that I found when doing my research. I just find it very convenient how so many of these experts fail to mention how many years they spent getting experience in building an audience. They often negate the handful of videos that they maybe had go viral that led to an uptick in sales, and basically just fail to mention any other experiences similar to this that wouldn't fit into the anyone can do it narrative that they're trying to sell you on. I've said this so many times in so much of my content, but the majority of people selling you on these courses about, making passive income through selling digital products are actually making the majority of their income through selling you on the idea that you can do it too. Okay, so contrary to what some people on the internet might think about me, I am not just a jealous internet hater troll. Hard to believe, I know. I have in fact been making money on the internet for well over 6 years now, and so I want to close off this video with some parting and hopefully helpful advice. While it is true that some individuals have had great success selling digital products online, I am not contesting that. I really just want to emphasize that the promise of overnight riches or portraying digital product sales as this effortless path to wealth is simply just not the vibe here.
It's not the vibe.
Not only is it incredibly misleading in my opinion, I would also go so far as to say that it is highly unethical. Many people get lured into this trap, and I think that they don't really understand the amount of work and dedication and perseverance and continuous effort every frickin' day that is required to actually see success in the digital product space. And I think that this is a direct result of the fact that the marketing that's what's happening here is not transparent whatsoever. I am a proponent of the idea that honesty and transparency should be guiding principles in all aspects of our business. And I just wish that these people could resist the urge to maximize their profits and instead just take some time to openly discuss what it actually took them to get there. So here's my advice to you. And if you're not interested in this, please just consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. If you're interested in digital products, maybe you have a business or you're considering starting a business, I really do believe that digital products can be a great revenue stream. But that being said, I want you to be realistic. What is your existing brand or business? What problem are you actually capable of solving? Once you've figured out how your digital product or offer is going to solve that problem for that person, you then have to show up and actually market the thing. If you already have an audience, this is probably going to be a lot easier. But if you don't, this step might take you a really long time. And that's the part that none of these people want to tell you. Building authority and trust with people, especially people that don't know who you are, is a long-term game. It is a process. And you need to be consistent in order to do that. Anyone saying that they
Built this business and sold a digital product and made $10,000
in their first week is likely brushing over whatever existing audience or brand or business they already had. Stay safe out there, my friends. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Don't give your money to scammers on the internet. Let me know what questions you have. Take care, comb your hair, and if you want to hear my reaction to probably one of the most distasteful coaches I have ever seen on the internet, you're going to want to click right here. That's it. That's all. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!